Hello, everyone, and welcome to our NISTS 2021 virtual conference session, Beyond the Basics, Building Student Resiliency and Success Through Strong Transfer Programs. My name is Dr. Mary Hendrick, and I am the National Transfer Engagement Executive for Western Governors University.
Hello, everybody. My name is Andy Moore, and I am the Transfer Pathways Manager for Western Governors University's Northwest region. So in today's session, we are going to talk about why guaranteed transfer programs are something that you should consider and why they are of a great benefit for your students at the community college. We'll talk about the participating institutions that have joined us in our initial launch of our OWL transfer program, or Onward with Learning. We'll talk about the elements within our OWL transfer program, and then we'll finish up with where you can get some more information on this program.
So why a guaranteed transfer program? This was kind of the genesis of why the OWL program came into being. And the two really driving factors were the two statistics that you see on the screen right now. We read that among current community college students, when they enroll at their institutions, about 81% of those students identify that they not only intend to complete an associate's degree, but they also plan to transfer to a four-year institution and earn their bachelor's degree. However, the statistic goes on to show that even 6 years later, only about 19% of these students actually transfer to a four-year institution. So that's a significant difference between student goal and student reality, even after 6 years. The second statistic that we found that was somewhat shocking to us was that nearly 40% of transfer students receive no credit at all for their community college experience. And these two facts really caused us at WGU to stop and say, are we a part of the transfer problem, or are we a part of the transfer solution? And then we committed and determined to be a part of the latter, which is what sort of surrounded the entire process of creating this OWL, or Onward with Learning, transfer program.
So now we'll talk about the participating institutions that joined us for this initial launch of our OWL program. We started with 8 systems. So within these 8 schools that you see listed on your screen, this includes all their campuses in different locations that they have, which comes out to around 20 different actual campuses. When we were trying to decide which schools to partner with, we kind of kept a few things in mind. We wanted to make sure that we had representation from across the country, that we had representation from urban schools like City Colleges of Chicago, but also rural schools like Lower Columbia College in Washington. And we also wanted to include an online school with Rio Salado. So we wanted to make sure that we got a really good, diverse set of schools that has a diverse set of students to kind of represent WGU student body, but to also make sure that we're serving as many different types of individuals as we can. So the initial launch was with these schools that we have a really good relationship with already established, that we've got some strong partnerships that have been in place for a number of years, but also these schools that are very innovative. These schools were wanting to join our program. They were looking how we could be more engaged with their students, how we could provide more support for their students. And these were schools that really kind of stepped up to the plate and were wanting to kind of build something special for their students in terms of transfer.
So now we're going to look at the elements of this OWL transfer program as a whole. And we've broken these down into kind of 2 categories. The first category is what we refer to as the basics. These are the things that we feel had to be included in order to even have such a program. And that was 3 main elements. The first part is guaranteed enrollment. So students who complete an associate's degree in one of the articulated degrees that we have established from these participating institutions will be guaranteed admission to WGU to earn their bachelor's degree. The second area was strong credit transfer. Just like we saw in that statistic a little bit ago, many students are transferring and receiving no credit for the experience that they've had at the community college. We wanted to ensure that that was not the case within this program. So the articulation pathways that we have created for like degrees, in most cases are offering 60 for 60 transfer credits to move over from their associates to their baccalaureate degree. And in doing so, really reducing that time to degree completion for the bachelor's degree. So keeping them on track to potentially complete that bachelor's degree in just 2 additional years of learning. And then the final element of this basics category is scholarship opportunities. We recognize that the cost of education is something that can't be taken for granted. For many students, scholarship opportunities make the difference between continuing to get an education or having to stop out. So WGU wanted to show their true commitment to students by allotting, in just fiscal year 21 alone, we have allotted $1.5 million in scholarships for this program and the students who will be participating in it. The next area is what we're referring to as going beyond the basics. So these are the things that we really feel like can set this OWL program apart, because they're going beyond basic credit transfer, basic guaranteed enrollment and scholarships, and going to things that are truly going to focus on the success and resiliency of the student themselves. And the first aspect of this is what we refer to as student nurture and development. And we're focusing on 2 different directions for this nurture and development. The first one is a nurture email campaign that we have created. The campaign consists of 1 email per week sent to every participant. And we have enough content within this nurture campaign that students would not repeat a single email within 3 years. So we're really trying to make sure that this is a value add and not a repetitive message. The types of information that students might receive would be, it might be relevant to transfer itself, right? Some other things that might be included would be degree-focused information. So for example, if a student is going into the College of Education and wanting to be a K through 12 educator, we might send them an email one week that talks about the impact of COVID-19 on K-12 education and how higher education is preparing the future educator to meet those specific needs. It might also be things around degree completion, so resiliency and consistency, time management, any of those things that we know are important for students to have embedded within them in order to persist and complete their degree. And then finally, some of the emails might simply just be things like encouragement, right? Well, just you can do this. We've got your back. Just motivation to help students when the going gets tough to continue to push themselves through. So we're really excited about that email campaign and feel that the value add that it is to a student justifies the frequency and the cadence of the email itself. Then the second area is this designated transfer advisors. And this is something that was a brand new concept with WGU. Historically, we have relied on the transfer advisors at the community college to prepare their students to transfer to our institution. But we realized that these community colleges have many four-year partners, and it's not possible, and it's an unrealistic ask for them to be able to know the nuances of every institution and every degree program within those institutions to truly prepare students for transfer. So we have owned a large portion of that now by hiring our own transfer advisors. These individuals will be working one-on-one with all participants in the OWL program. They will in no way be superseding the role and responsibility of the community college transfer advisor, but instead adding an additional layer of support. By being able to really help those students understand the transfer pathways that have been created by WGU, and most importantly, how to maximize those transfer credits when coming to our institution. And an example of that might be if a student, for example, can take either math course A or B at the community college to satisfy their associate's degree. They might choose the course that maybe is perhaps the easiest to get through. But our transfer advisors can look at those two math courses and can really identify which one is going to have the most transferability to WGU and can advise students to do that. So again, when they come to our institution, they can take advantage of that 60 for 60 in most cases transferable credits for their associate's degree. We really want them to maximize that degree so that their time to completion when arriving at WGU is no longer than it needs to be to meet those degree requirements. So these transfer advisors will be meeting with students at the cadence that the student chooses to provide that 4-year perspective to the transfer students in really getting all they can out of their associate's degree. And now I'm going to turn it over to Andy to talk about the next elements of this program.
Yeah, so we'll talk about some of our student success resources. So these are a couple things that are designed within the program that students are required to complete to kind of get that guaranteed admission that Mary talked about. And one of those aspects is our transfer success courses. So these are about 3 30-minute courses that students would access. They're online, they're videos that are going to kind of help them answer those transfer-related questions and concerns prior to enrolling. So these courses, again, are designed to kind of get ahead of some issues that traditionally pop up for transfer students and help answer those questions, provide them with access to resources, and to just kind of put them in a better mindset when it comes to the transfer process. As we know, many community college students are first-generation students, so they always haven't been through this, this process of higher education. So these transfer success courses are designed to kind of provide an additional level of support, beyond those transfer advisors, beyond those nurture emails. It's just another level to kind of help with students who have questions regarding that transfer process. So again, those are 3 courses. They're about 20 to 30 minutes in length, and they do just a really good job of providing an additional level of support in terms of answering questions regarding the transfer process. Now, the big thing that we're really excited about within our OWL program is our PACA course. So this course is designed to help build academic skill, build confidence, and kind of reinforce that determination to succeed. So students are actually given access to this PACA course, and they're going to have a one-on-one coach within the course. It's going to kind of help them see what it's like to be a WGU student. A lot of aspects of the programming and kind of the formatting of the PACA course are very similar to what we do at WGU with our traditional academic courses. So the whole idea around this PACA course is to kind of help build a resilient learner and to have a what we call a thriving mindset. So the PACA is going to actually help develop a thriving mindset, which will hopefully in turn improve interpersonal communication skills, self-efficacy, critical thinking abilities, and resiliency when it comes to adversity. So again, these are just some great skills for these students to kind of learn and develop to help them get through their associate degree program, to get through life in general, and to kind of help build on those skills when they get to WGU or whatever 4-year institution they might transfer to. These are great transferable skills. They're going to help build that resilient learner. Now, within this PACA, we kind of talk about 4 things of what PACA is. Again, it's a thriving mindset, It's providing executive coaching principles. It's providing peer support and academic success. Now, what do we hope PACA provides for a student? What does PACA do? Again, it's providing self-reflection and awareness. It's enhancing those critical thinking skills. It's increasing confidence and motivation. It's fostering a sense of belonging. It's boosting those 21st century skills that employers are looking for, like emotional management, self-regulation, empathy. And it's also, again, strengthening those resiliency and self-discipline. So this PACA course is really helping kind of build that well-rounded individual, that person that's going to persist through a program, that's going to persist through obstacles in life. So again, we're so excited to be able to offer this PACA course to these OWL students. We do have additional resources for our students who are both in the OWL program or kind of wanting to learn more about the OWL program. So we have our transfer program landing page. So this is our OWL program landing page where students can watch a video. And again, this isn't just for students, this could be for faculty and advisors who are wanting to learn more about the OWL program. They can watch a video on our program. They can read all the elements of the program. They can register for the program right there. Again, this is no cost to students. So that kind of OWL transfer landing page is kind of a one-stop shop for students to know everything about our OWL program. And of course, from there, they can click through the different WGU degree offerings, or learn about our model, learn about, financial aid, all that good stuff, right from that OWL landing page. From that OWL landing page, students can then click on the PACA link where they can learn kind of about all those things that I was just talking about of what PACA entails. Again, another video that they can watch, some of the outcomes they can expect. So we're being upfront about what everything that a student has to offer within this program is all kind of through these different landing pages. And lastly, we do offer twice monthly at different times. So we cover all of our time zones, OWL transfer webinars. So we try to cover one that is at a good time for students on the East Coast. And then also I do one out here on the West Coast at 5 o'clock Pacific. So we get those West Coast students and also maybe those working adults who are on the East Coast who are maybe working, then going to school part-time. So they have an opportunity to join that OWL webinar as well. So this webinar is for students within the program, for students who want to learn more about the program, for faculty, for advisors who want to learn about the program. And so we just kind of go over some of the basic elements of the transfer program. We go over maybe some common questions that students have, and we just kind of share everything that they'd want to know about this program. And of course, we'd offer an opportunity for students to come on camera, off mute, or in the chat to ask their questions specifically regarding this program. So we're happy to offer those webinars twice monthly, and students can register for those on that OWL transfer landing page.
Awesome. So where can you get more information? We just referenced some great resources. We wanted to make sure that you had access to those directly. So the first link that you see there is our OWL transfer program landing page that we talked about. That's wgu.edu/OWL transfer program. The second link that you see there is a direct link to those information webinars. As Andy mentioned, you can just go to the OWL transfer page and be able to have access to those webinars. But if you want to go directly to the sign up for those, you can locate that there with the link. And then finally, we wanted to ensure that you had access to both Andy and I. We work very closely with this OWL program. We're excited about what it provides to students and the opportunity that it gets them to achieve that goal, right? Those 81% of the students who are enrolling have a goal to get a bachelor's degree, and we want to ensure that we're a part of helping them achieve that. So if you have any questions about the creation of a program such as this, the development of it, the invested individuals at your institution who need to be a part of the conversation, we are more than willing to open our playbook and help you to create something similar at your institution, or just to simply answer questions for you about it. So please don't hesitate to reach out to us. Our email addresses are listed there, and we would love to hear from you if you have questions, or also just to hear your feedback on this session as well.
So thank you for joining us on this on-demand session as part of the NISTS conference virtually this year. We hope you got some good information. And like Mary said, if you have any questions around this program of wanting to possibly join it, for wanting to start one of your own, you're more than welcome to reach out to us, and we're happy to help you in any way possible.
Thanks so much.